Hello everyone and welcome back to WAW Bandai product and figure review. Again, I apologize for the long absence in my videos. My basement had some renovations for the floor that needed to be kind of done because we had some water issues, so we had to get that fixed. So I do apologize for the bit of the hiatus. I actually have a new kind of setup that I'm going to be doing for the videos instead of just showing like going piece by piece. I'm just going to do more unboxing for these model kits. So let's start off with a brand spanking new model kit that I got just recently, and that is the 1/100 scale aerial. So this is a brand new kit, 2023, from the anime series Mobile Suit Gundam Witch from Mercury, which, in all honesty, I'm almost calling it the Gundam version of Evangelion. For all of you who have watched, it does give me Evangelion vibes. But getting back into the unit for the XVX-016 Gundam aerial, the box cover itself is gorgeous. Look at the art on this. This is just simply beautiful. Again, they have a whole bunch of posable weapons that you can see on here, and then they got a front and back view for the unit. And again, it shows Stellata from the series. This is the main pilot. It got really interesting from the last few episodes. So yeah, this is the Gundam aerial that we will be looking at, and as a key thing here, this right here is a very, very new thing dealing with called Full Mechanic, which this is a different line from the MG, which is the master grade, and it's different from the 1/100 100 scale Gundams. So these follow outside of the Universal Century or the main story plot for the Gundam series. So we're going to be looking at several others that are going to be coming out from other non-OG Gundam series. So without further ado, let's roll opening and let's take a look inside the box to see what we have for the aerial. So this is the box cover for the aerial. It's really nice. It's nice and tight. I did show you quite a bit of a few things, so let's crack this puppy open and see what is inside. So it's a fairly good square box. So let's just move that over on the side. And first thing we see is the standard Bandai packaging. So everything is nice and neat. We do have some stickers. So again, this kit is going to be comprised mostly of blue, yellow, and white. So again, this also has several clear parts. So let's just kind of rubbish through this real quick. See how many stencils we have, or runners. Ooh, that's shiny. That's really shiny red. Alright, and we have more white pieces. So there we go. And we have a instruction manual. So yeah. So here's the instruction manual. So let's take a quick look. Again, we have the aerial in its cool art form for this really cool depiction. I really wish that they would come out with a funnel kit like for these energy things. That would be really cool for an add-on kit. Or if anyone has any ideas on how to make these, please leave that a like and in the comments for any suggestions on how to make these. So again, this is a brand new kit, so you can see this is from 2023. So this is just coming out this year, because as of this recording, it is May, and this just entered the US market that I got from my local Hobbytown, USA. Funny story, it was first come, first serve, and they only had 8 of them. And they were all sold out, and I happened to get the one of the 8s. So, enough with that. Let's actually take a look into the instruction manual. So let's move into here. So, again, it's going to give us all of what our runners are and stickers. Basic explanations, which have been translated into English and other languages, because again, Bandai has now become international. This is actually kind of nice. It actually gives us what pages each unit is going to be needed for each part, which is actually pretty cool. It shows us a nice step-by-step assembly. So you don't see that really in many Bandai kits, but again, this is brand new. So basically we have our first section is going to be arms, our second section is going to be torso, head, legs, hips, shield and weapons, and then posability. So let's keep on going through this and just kind of see what we have for the instructions. So for the first 10 to 20, I don't think those are 10 to 20 pieces, but steps, we have, again, depictions of the arms, and it does show us a very, very good step-by-step, which I kind of like this part right here, because this is the, what I'm calling the active mode for the unit. So these are clear parts, and having them actually be add-ons after you have assembled the shoulder armor is going to make painting this 10 times more easy to basically make this without having to worry about really masking anything majorly. Because masking can be a art form and a curse at the same time. But yeah, as we can see, we are definitely having very good descriptions on how the pieces are supposed to get put together. Again, we have actual English translations of what the heck we're actually building and explanations on what to do. So that really helps tremendously. And we keep going through for the torso area for the aerial. And we can still see as we keep going by step on how to put this together. So this actually does a very, very good job showing a good overview of this. So again, we have the head unit attaching to the torso and arms. Now this section is for the legs. Again, this is really nice on how they do that. This might be the only part that I might have a concern about, is putting this on here right away. I might want to see if I could like slide that in, because this might need to be, but how these armor pieces are going on, you could probably just easily mask that off, or pre-spray. So it looks like it can easily just be pre-sprayed. So again, this is showing really well for the assembly for the leg unit. And how the hip unit attaches, and a final assembly where you can actually put this on a stand for this part right here. And now we have the weapons section. So again, these numbers were actually for how many steps 1 through 12, and this is the variable weapons or funnels that these can actually come apart and the multiple blasters and stuff like that that just float around like funnels from the OG series. And so this is basically where we're going to see how the weapons are transformed back into the shield. It does come with a rifle and a cool weapons effect here. So we don't see many of those. So yeah, that's actually kind of cool that it actually has that dynamic of a weapon set. Then you have it where you have your beam sabers, how it gets, how the hand holds onto it, and how the shield technically comes apart, or how to combine it to the gun. So this is how it separates from out of the shield and put to make its armor pieces that are kind of scattered all around the unit. And lastly, we have a sticker or decal sheet here for all of the varied stickers and dry-on stickers. Unfortunately, I think these only have stickers, but they do actually sell the sticker set. But this is the back of the instruction manual, so it gives us a really cool dynamic look here, and also how to display all of her shield funnel armor pieces. It gives us a description of the unit in English for us, as well as a bit of information of the pilot as well in English. So that's going to be really cool. Another thing that they actually, this helps because now it's in English. What the heck, all of these colors that we need. So yeah, that's going to be very helpful for painting guide, for painting the aerial and getting the correct colors. And like I said, they actually come out recently with actual Witch from Mercury decals. These are water slide decals. Again, they're $9 and I got them from my Hobbytown USA. And yeah, this one section right up here is for the aerial, and we have several others for other units and various other cautionary labels and stuff like that for the unit. So that's the instruction manual. So let's actually take a look at the plastic model itself. Let's start out with this first one. As we can see, this is the top one, and this is number B. So this is going to have a lot of the head pieces, beam saber. So yeah, and again, being a Bandai kit, all the parts are colored, so you may not actually need to paint this kit if you so choose not to. The molding is really good. The only thing I would say, if you are trying to do a straight build with this, panel line at least, and maybe do a clear coat for decaling and stuff like that. But that's really nice plastic. Bandai never shies away for their quality for their plastics. So that's the for runner B, and this is runner C. So those are really nice white color. So the detail on these are really nice. You can actually see like roughly like right there on how that the panel lining is going to be really nice. So yeah, the panel lining is going to be really nice on this kit. So let's move on to this. This is actually a single runner, and this is actually comprising of the activation pieces that kind of, it's almost like the Exia's Trans Am, but it's activation form, so it's kind of interesting. So yeah, that it's a really nice red. I'm not really sure how I would actually want to paint this, if and anything. I might want to put maybe I actually really don't know what I want to do, actually. So when I start assembling this, from what I'm understanding, clear parts are actually going to be over top of this. So that's going to be kind of interesting, too, for its activation. Because you'll be having one that can be active and one that doesn't have active. So these may be actual optional parts to actually make this be in its active form instead of its deactivated form. So moving on to the next parts we have here. Alright, so we have runners D, which are 2. So again, whenever we are dealing with duplicate runners, it means they are the same part. They are identical. So runner D has 2 identical, and this is probably more towards for the leg units or arms. So that's where we're going to see more duplicates is for this. But from what I'm understanding, this is going to be more of like for some of the armor pieces. Again, this is gray, which is the color that it's supposed to be. You can see here, this is probably going to be one of the parts where we put the activation or deactivation of the unit. Same with this piece over here, along with the top vents for some of the other parts for this unit. And so, yeah, that's mostly what this one is going to be, is more of the joints for themselves, because there's a lot of stuff that we can actually do, kind of like what we see, like a little hose here. I could easily paint copper on that to make it look like an actual hose instead of just this gray color. So there's a lot that you can actually do for added detail if you're willing to paint. So moving on to the next set of runners. Alrighty, so we have parts for the foot, I believe. So yeah, these red parts are for either the primarily actually for the foot, actually. So again, most of all the red is on the feet. So this is for the feet, which means there's going to be an F2 as well, or an F1, which I see on the other side. So there's that. And here is the clear weapon. That is actually pretty cool. It's a transparent blue. So what I may want to do is maybe when I do trim this out and try to get this nice and looking, I might shoot this with a clear blue, which I do have that color, to give it a little bit more of a texture thing, since clear paints are really good for clear parts. So I want to try doing that. But overall, that is a nice solid piece. It is really nice. It is translucent, as you can see. It is very translucent. You can see through my finger. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Again, most kits usually have some type of gimmick weapon, clear, soft plastic. And we have runner E here, which we have the blaster, which it comprises of 2 pieces. We have the hands. We also have the initial center shield. This is basically what's going to be connecting all of the other parts for this unit. So yeah, that's really good. And we have like the back armor, top armor, and I believe this is actually the face unit right here. So that's going to be really interesting, because how the eyes are going to be popped in there. You might actually be able to, if you're really good, pop LED lights in here and actually have the unit's eyes glow. So that would actually be pretty cool. So that was in that packaging. We still have 2 more packages for this unit. Alrighty. I know, I just love just throwing those things right off there. As you can see, this is a fresh kit. I haven't even got them out of the packaging. Okay, so we do have another set of red, and this is more for the torso, and various other parts like the chin and the crest for the V. And on runner C2, C2, code Geass, little Easter egg there. We have the parts for the legs, shoulder armor, and upper and lower arms, and a few other various parts for, I'm assuming the shin and possibly for the hip unit. So again, really nice detail for lines on here. So that gives a really good opportunity to make this model really pop and make it shine a little bit, so to speak. But you could add a lot of weathering to this, to the shading, make it a little bit more of a dull look to it, depending on what you're trying to do. Alright, now we are moving on to our last runner, which only has the yellow part, our last yellow parts. Alright, so as we can see, this is where we have the clear parts. So this is runner A. So this is where we have a lot of our clear parts for this unit that you can do activated and deactivated. So this is going to be kind of a really helpful thing when you're trying to maybe want to paint this or something like that. You could probably do like a mask over these and stick them on there, and when you're done spraying the part, you can just pop these off and have, yeah, they're interchangeable. So you may be able to get away with having the activation parts be separate pieces. But yeah, we have the top portion for the shoulders, like for the neck guard, backpack, top part portions for the armor, and we have various vents which are always yellow. So what I might want to do is paint these a different color, because when I think vents, I don't usually think yellow. I think more of a copper, like a dark copper kind of color. Then we have the eyes, which these I would want use my Gundam marker metallic to make those eyes pop a little bit more, or try to stick LED lights in there to make it look like it's actually looking at you. So those are a couple of ideas. So that's basically the end of this runner. Again, lastly, we actually have more PVC clear parts for our beam sabers. So that's actually pretty cool. And this is kind of the disappointing part, is that yes, they gave us kind of a decal sticker, but these are stickers. So I'm still experimenting on how to put these on. I'm assuming it's going to be like the standard way of doing standard water slide decals by applying a clear coat, putting these on, applying another clear coat, spraying it with a flat, and hopefully I don't see the edges on the stickers. So that's why I really like water slides, because the silvering issue is what it's called. You may not have that issue, especially look at all of those detail for just this one kit for the 1/100 scale. So yeah, that is pretty much everything inside the Ariel 1/100th scale unit. So yeah. So this was a beautiful kit. This is going to be a very fun kit. As you can see behind me, I still have several of the lines here and several other of the 1/100 scale, or I should say 1/44 scale unit that I still need to build. So these are going to be a pretty cool diorama that I'm going to be trying to build. So thank you again for watching this video. If you like this kind of video, please like and subscribe. There's going to be more content coming through. There's a lot of new models that I've been buying since my little hiatus, and yeah, this just happened to be one of the first ones, or one of my more recent ones that I bought. So again, if you do like this, or if you have any suggestions for future models that you want to be featured or reviewed on here, please leave them in the comments, and like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. Again, thank you so much, and this was WAW Bandai product and figure reviews. I will see you guys in the next episode.